The Discover HamOnt Podcast, Episode 4. The weekly Discover HamOnt Podcast is dedicated to exploring the groups, businesses, and individuals that make up Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, and why they love the city. This week we interview Justin Policarpio, who is helping build Spectrum, an extra-curricular support program that encourages student entrepreneurship at McMaster University. He also runs an entrepreneurial venture, Roboteurs Inc., creating robots for education. Justin tells the story of how Spectrum started and why he's quite happy to live and stay in Hamilton. This show was recorded live at the Innovation Factory at the McMaster Innovation Park. For show notes, other episodes, and more, visit discoverhamont.ca. Welcome, everyone, to the Discover HamOnt podcast with myself, Brian Hogg, and I'm sitting here with Justin Policarpio of Spectrum at McMaster.
Hello.
Welcome. So if you could maybe start by telling us a bit about what you do with Spectrum and a bit about yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was hired at Mac in April to pretty much launch what is called Spectrum. Spectrum is an initiative at the university which focuses on developing, sustaining, and supporting student startups. So any student who is kind of working on a passion project that they actually want to develop into a sustainable business, we're here to help you do that. So whether that's through workshops, seminars, or even competitions where you can win some startup funds, we're developing all of that. And we just launched in September, and we're finishing up in March for this year with a $50,000 competition for students.
Nice. So a lot of how you find the startups is primarily through running competitions, or do you kind of put the word out and people come to you and then you see what's the best fit?
It's been an interesting strategy trying to figure out how we can get to the students' faces, because the university is huge, right? There's 20,000 students, and we have to figure out how to find the entrepreneurial ones. So we've been creating some very strategic partners within the university. So, the McMaster Student Union, Student Success Center, the McMaster Entrepreneurship Association is actually a club at the university. Social Spark is kind of a social innovation and social entrepreneurship club at the university. And even outside of the university, so Innovation Factory, Hamilton Economic Development, all these people have been really pushing our message out there to get students who are entrepreneurial to be aware of us and how we can help them.
Okay. And I guess so all the people who run through the program are current students at Mac.
Absolutely. Yeah. So unfortunately, we can't really, service alumni. I think of myself, I'm like, wow, I wish I had something like this when I was an undergrad.
Same here.
And I get a lot of alumni telling me that. But yeah, everything we are doing is predominantly for students at Mac.
Okay. And how does it work? Because obviously students are busy with their course load and everything else. So how does it work? How does it fit into kind of their schedule? Does it depend on the startup, I guess, and what stage you're at?
So for us, to understand Spectrum is actually non-academic. So it is extracurricular. So we don't have course material. We don't have, finish your assignment by next week and then you could keep coming here. Everything is kind of open to any student. And we do our events in the evenings, usually around 6 or 5 o'clock. And they last about 2 hours. And yeah, it's totally extracurricular. But that said, we've had students who've been pretty hardcore, coming to every single one of our events, coming to all of our competitions, participating in the competitions. And they've been showing progress in just 3.5 months or so that we've been doing this.
Nice. Excellent. So in terms of stuff that's coming up, so you mentioned the one competition, but is there stuff that's coming up before March, before you wrap up, or even next year that you're kind of excited
absolutely.
about?
So we have, we've been doing a bunch of events this year. We covered topics of branding your business using social media. Last year, in the last term, we did the business model canvas, just a bunch of different topics kind of around entrepreneurship. We also bring in a lot of speakers. So a lot of McMaster alumni who've started their own companies. So we brought in Matt Gardner. We're bringing in Matthew Sheridan, who started a company called Nick Sensors. And that guy had a very successful Kickstarter campaign. And I really consider him probably going to be McMaster's alumni poster child of student entrepreneurship. So I'm excited to bring him in. He'll be here in February. Yeah, so we have a lot of different speakers coming up. We had a workshop this week, actually, to kind of teach students how to fill in the application for the competition. But the competition itself started up in January. The applications were open February is going to be a process of kind of interviewing and cutting down the list. And then we're going to pick at least 10 students to compete for the $50,000. First place, $25,000, second, $15,000, and third, $10,000, as well as People's Choice for $5,000. And that's going to be a pretty large pitch competition that we're going to do on March 31st.
Good. Yeah. Well, we'll add that to the show notes. So if anyone's interested, they can go sign up. And is there a registration cost or anything for that?
Nope, it's totally free, but the deadline is February 4th.
All right. So we'll put it in the show notes so you can make sure to follow Spectrum. Yeah. And but no, yes, this won't be out by then. But perfect. So are you from Hamilton originally?
Yeah, born and raised. I was born on the mountain, so near Lambertch Mall.
Nice.
Elementary, high school, and university here at Mac. I graduated 2008 in biochem, and I did my master's in the engineering entrepreneurship program in 2011.
So what, did you ever think of moving outside the city or like traveling? Or?
Well, funny enough, I have a brother who lived for 6 years in Australia, 1 year in Ireland. He's in Toronto now, but the fact is he totally did everything I wanted to do or I thought I wanted to do. Yeah. But that said, I've lived in Hamilton my whole life, and I don't regret it at all. Like, I love the city. I actually really love the city. I get teased a lot about that.
Really?
But it's kind of like, everybody makes fun of you. There's like, oh, Hamilton, Steel City, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you don't even understand the city. There's so many cool things here. There's, I don't know, like the restaurants themselves, the food industry, the art scene is really cool. I don't know. Our Kells are from here.
There you go. Things can happen.
I honestly, I see the city as something that's like, it's, I don't know, a lot of people say the underdog city. I definitely consider it kind of there's so much potential here. And I don't want to leave and then see all this awesome stuff happen and then I'm not here. To be honest, I love the fact that, I'm at least kind of part of that scene. So, student startup comes here, let's say they raise like $1 million, that'd be the coolest thing that I'm like, yeah, we help them do that. And things like the Innovation Factory or all the small business kind of enterprise groups here, like these kind of things are, I think, what's kind of pushing that. So
a barrier forward. So.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good. So we kind of end off with a little bit of a lightning round on, you touched on a couple of things, but just some short questions of kind of what comes to your mind. So one's basically your favorite restaurant or...
Oh my God, it's got to be Burnt Tongue. I love so many different... I love finding so many different restaurants. Like, I went to Jack and Lois for breakfast the other day. That place is unbelievable. It was so good. Awesome. But yeah, Burnt Tongue. Oh my God.
You were the second person to mention.
Yeah, grilled cheese and the soup. It's perfect.
Awesome.
Happy.
We will add that. Favorite cafe?
No, that one's kind of hard because I always kind of go, I don't know. I always go to Mulberry after I go to Burnt Tongue.
They're associated.
Yeah, like Mulberry's really good. I love their lemon square thingy. And yeah, I would say Mulberry.
Perfect. Oh, it's right downtown. Local shop.
O's Clothes. Oh my God, I hang out on Kansas Street all the time apparently. O's Clothes has some really cool stuff. There's got to be another shop I go to pretty often. Oh, I always go to the Sonic Onion or Union.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys.
Perfect. And kind of favorite event that's being run. You can say the Spectrum events.
Well, clearly every single Spectrum event I run, but I don't know. Innovation Nights are really cool. Innovation Factory has a really cool set of events that I like going to. Startup Drinks. Definitely Startup Drinks. Because I love that crowd. It's the real kind of group of people that actually I know are doing things. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Kevin Brown definitely does some pretty awesome events. And obviously Demo Camp, because that's like the bigger Startup Drinks.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where it kind of all started. So, and last but not least, favorite natural feature?
Natural feature? There's kind of like the skyline count, like when you look over the escarpment. Oh, yeah. You grow up looking at that, and every time you drive by it now, you just look down at nighttime with all the little starry lights. Yeah, that's nice.
It's gorgeous. Excellent. Yeah. Really appreciate you coming on the show and telling us all about stuff.
No, thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Thanks for tuning in. You can discover more interviews on discoverhamont.ca. Subscribe, share, and leave a rating on iTunes. And nominate yourself or a business or individual you think would be great for the show at discoverhamont.ca/nominate. Until next week, take care.